Hello, this is Suzanne Burnett, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator on the south coast of New South Wales. If you've watched any of my previous YouTube videos, you'll see that usually I just make time-lapse videos. I edit them and set them to music, but I thought today I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and talk on camera and actually craft with you in real time. Now this could be a comedy of errors. We'll see how we go, because I'm not going to edit out any of the bloopers or mistakes. I'm just going to keep on crafting. So there's always two sides to a piece of cardstock, is what I tell my ladies at my class. So here we go. What I'm doing today is I'm highlighting the lovely lily pad stamp set that's available in the Celebration catalogue until the 31st of March. When you spend $90 or more, you can choose this stamp set as a freebie. It also comes with matching dies, so for a $180 purchase, you can choose the dies for free. And it also has coordinating DSP, the beautiful Lily Impressions Designer Series paper. And this is one of my favourite paper packs. So I'm waiting for some more to come in the mail. I've almost used up my pack that I have. But yeah, so I'm going to highlight those tonight, and I'm going to make 3 different cards. I'm going to start off with a simple design and then step it up, adding some embellishments, and then doing some different techniques in a different fold. So we'll start off with the first card. Colour scheme I'm going for on this one is Petal Pink, Whisper White, and Pretty Peacock. And it's very simple. All you need is card base and 2 layers. Now I'll have all the measurements written up on my blog. There'll be a link on this video down the bottom. Just click on my blog and that'll take you over there to list all the measurements. Basically, to make a card base, all I simply do is cut an A4 piece of paper in half, an A4 piece of cardstock in half, and then just fold it in half. And that's what I use as a card base. All right, so very simple, this card. We're just going to do the front of the card first. Now I'm using my paper piercing mat. We're using photopolymer stamps, and so they don't have any cushioning on the stamps. So it's a good idea to put something foamy or spongy underneath your cardstock that you're stamping on when you're using photopolymer. So I just use a paper piercing mat and a scrap bit of paper. So I'm just going to stamp the lily out of the lovely lily pad stamp set in Petal Pink. And I'm just going to stamp it in a random fashion. Now, my stamp's been well used, as you can see. This is stained from lovely lipstick ink. I just can't get it off. So, but it's okay. It doesn't like stain any other projects that I work on. And that's fine. Just means it's well loved. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp the lily flower just in a random direction. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just however you want to do it. Doesn't have to be in an exact pattern. Just creating a background for the front of my card. I'll put one here. And one here. And that's that. Ink away. And then I'm going to use a sentiment that's out of the Peaceful Moments stamp set, which is this one. I love all the fonts in this stamp set, and I'll use them all the time. So I'm going to use this one. These are the moments we'll look back on. Enjoy. Sorry if there's a glare on there. It's just I'm still trying to work out my lighting here, and it is night, so right, so then I'm just going to ink it up really well, and then I'm just going to stamp it in the middle of the front of the card. Just like that. There you go. Ta-da! And we're just going to stick this layer onto our matte layer and take that away. I use Tombow glue. I love it because it gives you a bit of room to move when you're lining up your layers. That's the only adhesive I use really, except for Stampin' Dimensionals and glue dots. Okay, so just mat that onto there. And then stick it onto your card base. Now you could pop this up if you wanted to for Stampin' Dimensionals, or you can just glue it on flat, which is what I'm doing. There we go. That's that. And then I'm just going to do an insert for it. I'm just going to do some quick little stamping on the inside. So I cut my insert with some Whisper White, and then I'll just pop it back on the paper piecing mat and do some stamping on the insert. Just going to stamp. Just gives yourself enough space to write in the card. I mean, you could always write on top of those images if you like. Now, truth be told, this is actually a boo-boo that I made earlier, and I've just switched the card over to use on the other side. There's always two sides to a piece of cardstock. So if you ever make a boo-boo, do not throw it away. There's always ways to fix that. I mean, I probably could have saved that and used a die cut. Stamp the cinnamon on die cut and stick it on top, but just thought for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to stick it in there, and you won't even know the difference. I mean, you can see that a little bit, but that's fine. You can always just put a sentiment here with Pretty Peacock on the inside of the card as well. But yeah, so that's card 1 done. All right, card 2. So I've pre-cut everything out so that I'm not boring you with, you know, all the technical stuff of running it through the Big Shot. It just depends on what type of cutting machine you have. You might have a Big Shot, a Cricut, or a scanning cut. So I've got all the pieces ready to go. Right, so I'm using this gorgeous piece of DSP here, and this is how I picked my colour combo. I thought that the petal pink looked beautiful with this DSP. So this is a pretty easy card to make. We're going to stick the DSP onto the front of the card. Look at this colour here. That's gorgeous. I don't know why I do not have that yet in my stash, but I will be soon, that's for sure. So we'll just glue this on the front of the card. My glue is slowly running out. That is okay. I always buy a Tombow glue in every order that I place to make sure that I have enough, because I run card classes twice a month and do videos as well, so make sure that I don't run out. Okay, so that's the outside, and then I've just cut the same DSP, but I'm going to use this beautiful side here, and I'm just going to stick it on the card just like that. Kind of looks like water, I guess, and then the lily pad and the lily is going to sit on top. So this is about 1 inch wide, and it's just the same width of the DSP layer. Just going to pop that on there. And then I'm going to use dimensionals to pop up the lily pad and the bigger lily. But first I'm going to pop on this lily here, and I'm going to stick it about here. Now my other little Lily has gone walkabouts. Did have everything prepared, and now I cannot find it. All right, bear with me for 1 second. See, real crafting at its best. You put something on your table and then you've lost it forever. All right. So here we go. Found it. All right, so what we're going to do is, I'm just going to pop that on here. I'm just going to pop a bit of Tombow on it. It won't matter if you accidentally put a bit on, because we're going to cover this stem up with the bigger lily flower anyway, so that's okay. Just going to pop that about there. Stick that down. And we're just going to use dimensionals to pop up the lily pad and the lily. So let's have a look. I'm going to use the big dimensionals here. I'm just going to stick 2 on there. I'll stick some on here as well. I probably could have cut these in half to save some dimensionals, but I love dimensionals. I also buy them in every order too, so I don't run out. I'll just pop this on here. So I'm going to sit that about there. And then pop this on. Oh. I'll just pop this on about here. And then I'm just going to pop, so just make sure there's a dimensional under there. I probably could have put another one under there to pop that up a little bit more. That's okay. And then we'll just stick this little lily up the top. And then we're just going to add the sentiment. So the sentiment, I'm using the Timeless Tulip stamp set. And I'm using this little sentiment here, hello. Okay. So I've got this punch and the name has escaped me, but I will add this on my blog in the supplies list. Right, so I've got a scrap bit of paper here, scrap bit of cardstock and my stamp, and I'm just going to stamp that in Pretty Peacock. Hopefully I've left enough room there for the punch. I probably haven't, but anyway, see how we go. Oh, yep. Okay, and I'm just going to punch that so that the sentiment is just at the end, because I want to tuck the left-hand side of the sentiment panel underneath my lily flower. I'm just going to stick that under there, like that. Just going to say hello. All right, you can actually cut that. You don't have to have it so long, but I'm just going to leave it like that. The Tombow. Just stick it under here. No. That's done. Cute little card, and then we can do the inside, the insert. So I'll just grab an insert to use. This should be, yep, right. So, okay, so for the insert in this one, I'll just grab my original. I've just basically stamped off a really light image of the lily in the middle. So let's do that. Let's put this away before I get it everywhere. Stamp. I'm just going to stamp off my scrap bit of paper. I'm going to stamp just in the middle here. And you can write over the top of it. I'm just going to stick it on the inside of the cup. I've left a bit of a thick border around here. You could make your border any size you want. You want it thinner or thicker, it's up to you. And hopefully that's straight. Oh well. Handmade. There you go. That's that one. Now we'll work on card 3. So card 3, there's a little bit more technique in this one. It's a gatefold card with the belly band on it. So belly band slides off like that. And then you got the card opens up like that. That's the insert there. So again, using Petal Pink and Whisper White cardstock. And the belly band is the same DSP, Bermuda Bay. And then I've just stamped the lily onto some Petal Pink cardstock in Petal Pink ink. And then die cut these images here in Petal Pink cardstock as well. The sequins are from the Peaceful Poppies suite. They're the only sequins I have at the moment, and I just thought they're a nice touch. That's just my thing when I make cards. I always got to add a little bit of bling or something onto it. Simple stamping is hard for me to do. Okay, so let's grab the supplies for the last card. Pre-cut everything out. We've even pre-tied the bow as well. That's the insert. Okay, so to make the gatefold, what we do is we're going to score and fold. So this is an A4 piece of paper cut in half, and then I'm just going to turn it around on the long side, and I'm just going to score at 2 1/16 on each end. Just be careful not to use your cutting blade, which I do all the time, and 2 1/16 on this side. Okay, then we're just going to score and burnish. Sorry, we're going to fold the score lines and burnish them with a bone folder. This should just help it sit flat. So they just fold in the middle like that. There may be a slight little gap, but once you fold it over and burnish it, they should very much well meet in the middle. So that's that. And then to make the belly band, all I did was I grabbed a strip of DSP, and I think this measures 9 1/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches, but I'll have the measurements listed on my blog. So all I did is I just kind of put it there, and then I didn't score anything. I just eyeballed it, and I just folded it under and folded it under, just like that, and just made sure that they were straight, lining up straight with each other, and then just burnished paper. just like that. And then just put a bit of Tombow on there. I mean, you could use tear and tape, snail, but I like Tombow because it gives me that little bit of room just to put it there. Just to move around and get it straight. Okay, so that's a belly band. So we'll just take that off for now and we'll decorate that soon, and we'll just work on the panels for the front of our card. I told you to be a comedy of errors, didn't I? Well, that pesky little fly that was flying around has now gone, and I also realised that I hadn't cut my front panels for my card, so I pressed pause, got rid of the fly, and cut my panels for the front of the card. Now, I am going to use my Versamark embossing buddy and the gold embossing powder to decorate the front. I'll just move that, it's the glare. All right, so because I'm stamping all over these panels, I want a good amount of powder all over it, so there's no stray bits of embossing powder sticking. All right, got the Versamark, and we are using the Lily stamp again, so just clean that actually before I use the Versamark. Just need to find my cleaner, my chamois. All right, so that's clean. Now, I've noticed there is something going on with my Versamark. I think I've got ink splotches in there from another stamp. It's still working, however, so... All right, I need a scrap bit of paper to put under here. Otherwise I'm going to get Versamark all over the table. All right. Oh, probably just wiped off half my embossing powder there, so I'll just quickly do that again down the bottom. All right, so stamp this in Versamark and just stamp randomly over the panels again, however you like it. It is a bit hard to see, but if you shine it in the light, you'll be able to see where the images are. Now this is probably going to turn out differently to the card that I made this afternoon. That's okay. Handmade doesn't always have to be exact. You don't have to replicate it exactly. All right, so that's done. Now I'll put on our gold embossing powder. I'll just keep mine in a container. The spoon. Oh, okay. Just a generous amount on and tap it all off. Just make sure it's all covered. And I just blow away the random bits that are sticking, or you can use a paintbrush. And I usually get this embossing powder everywhere. All right, that's that. Then we're just going to heat set it with the heat gun. So just going to clean down this scrap bit of paper because I'm not going to heat set embossing powder to my table. Put that aside. Right, let's heat these. Right. All right. Now, as you can see, I have little splotches here, and this hasn't turned out here, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm just going to leave that. All right, so now how I colour these panels is I used a sponge brayer and I sponged petal pink ink over here. So I will get my scrap bit of paper again. I'll do some sponging. These have walked a little bit, but once you stick them on the card, they'll be fine. All right, so let's grab our petal pink ink and the sponge brayer. Now, the table might shake a little bit. Apologies for that. Sometimes it does when I'm sponging. All right, so I kind of wanted an ombre look when I sponged this, so I wasn't too fussed on, you know, if it was perfectly sponged or not. I kind of wanted it to be darker and then fade into more lighter ink. I'm happy with that. I was kind of going for an ombre look where it was darker at the top and kind of faded out, but that's okay. I mean, you can have it as dark and as light as you want. You can see that that has picked up there. We can put a sequin there or something. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure whoever receives it is going to be happy that they got something made from me. All right, so put those aside, and I will show you how I stamped the flowers and cut them out. So let's go back to the stamp set, and here are the matching dies in here. Oh, this fella's popped out. Oh, sorry for the glare. All right, so the dies that I have used are this one and this one here to create the flowers, and then I've used this one here for the pretty peacock to create this here. So yeah, just a matter of running them through your die cutting machine, cutting them out. There's the die for the lily pad stalk and leaves for the second card, because I totally forgot to show you how to do that step. And also the lily pad die. So stamped the lily pad in Granny Apple Green, and then I cut it out on the Big Shot machine with the die cut. Okay, so just going to stamp. So basically I just stamped a lily in petal pink ink on petal pink cardstock, and then die cut that out with the die. And then I've die cut these two flowers out here to sit on top of it. They're going to sit on top of here like that. And then there's the decorative border for the banner. Right, so let's put this card together. Just making sure. Got all the pieces. Okay, so start off with the panels, sticking the panels on the front of the card. Just left a little border around each panel. Stick the second one on. That way. There we go, that's done there. All right. So now I'm going to decorate the belly band. So I'll just put the band on and just decorated it while I was sitting on the card. Slide it over. All right, then I stuck this up on dimensionals. This lily here. And of course I've lost them already, as you do. So, okay, I had a second sheet here. These are the mini ones. And we'll just going to put it down there somewhere. Just put a few of these on. Sometimes I just cannot find stuff on this desk when I'm crafting. I've actually got to walk out of the room and walk back in again to have a look for it. And it's just usually sitting right in front of me, plain as day, and I just haven't seen it. All right, so let's put this on here. We'll probably just put one more dimensional here. Okay. This is so exciting watching this bit. Make sure they're all peeled up. Right, and then we just make sure that you put the lily on the DSP and you don't stick it to the card, because we've got to slide the band off the card. So, oh, you know what? What did I forget? I forgot the banner first, didn't I? Yep, getting ahead of myself. Okay, so leave it there. Let's stick the banner on. Now, what I'm going to do with this glue, I'm going to use a sponge to put this glue on, because it's an intricate detail. I don't want glue seeping out everywhere. So I'm just going to use, I've got a sponge here and just an old plastic lid somewhere that I'm going to use to put the glue on. No, I'm not. I'm going to use a bit of paper. All right, just use a bit of scrap paper for now. A lot of people use their silicone mat for this. I don't have a silicone mat yet, but I will be getting one. So just put a bit of glue on the paper for now. And then just grab your sponge. You can wash the glue out of this sponge later. It comes out. So, and then I just dab the sponge into the glue. Stab it there. And then just lightly dab glue on the back of this. You don't want to be covering it in glue, but enough that it's tacky, so it's going to stick. And I probably could do with some more glue there. That should be enough. Yep. All right, and then just stick this onto here, like that. It's just the perfect width for that card. Didn't have to cut it down. Okay, now we can stick the lily on. So we'll then pop the lily up on some dimensionals. Like that. And then we're going to glue these two flowers onto this lily. So same thing with the glue. I'm just going to a bit more glue. Slightly dab. And I don't mind if these die cuts stick up off the lily. That's fine. I don't really want to stick them all the way down. They can pop up a little bit. So I'll just pop that one there. And then this one. this one is going to go here. Like that. It's off center, that's okay, just gives it a bit more dimension and texture to the card. And then we're just going to add our bow. Now sometimes I use glue dots, or sometimes I just use a bit of Tombow. Like with the glue dot, you've just got to roll it into a little ball and place on the back of this so it doesn't shine through. I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow. Not too much, just a tiny bit. It'll dry clear, so won't see it. Just pop that on there like that. And then I'm going to put my sequins on. So, whoops. Let's get some sequins out of the Peaceful Poppies suite. And I'm just grabbing 3 random gold sequins. And I probably should just have my tweezers for this. We're here all night fishing for gold sequins. Right. You've got little flat sequins and you've got little flowers as well. So here's one of those flowers. Oh, yeah, I'll get another flat one. There's one here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to place them randomly on the card. So I can't even remember where I had my last ones, but I have a thing about 3s being uneven, things being uneven. So I'm just going to stick them on like that. And I'm not doing a sentiment on this card. I thought I would just leave it. I don't think it needs one. I mean, I don't always have to have sentiments on cards. I mean, I could cover up the little boo-boo there. See? Wouldn't even know. So I just use a bit of Tombow. Little blob on. You can use tweezers, or you can just use the edgier paper snips. Sometimes I just use the paper snips just to push it down. Yeah, that doesn't want to stick. Ideally, purchase a Take Your Pick tool, because they are amazing for helping you in these tricky little situations. All right. I love my nails, but sometimes they don't help me. And I've got to pick up tiny little things. See that little fella there, and then this one over here. Oh. And of course that's not going to stick. But you get the gist. Okay, so that's our belly band. Our card's almost done. Now we're just going to do the insert. So I'm just going to slide off this belly band. I'm hoping that that sequin up the top has stuck down enough for me to slide that off. Yep. All right. So then we're going to do the insert. So I'm just going to stamp some lilies randomly on the bottom of this. Just get my paper, petal pick ink, and the lily stamp. Okay, which I will clean with my sheen as I found it. This has been well used too. Needs a wash. Okay. So I'm just going to stamp one there, I think. Will do me. Just like that in the corner. I mean, you can add more or less. It's up to you. Just do that one. I think in the original card I added more along the bottom, but that's okay. Happy with that. Now, I'll stick this in here. I'm just watching. I did get a little bit of glue on my table, so no, my luck, this card base will be stuck to the table. Won't be able to pick it up. We'll see. Oh, I don't know why. I always have a thing about where I put my glue like that. There we go. Then pop that in there. Done. Close it back up. Put the belly band back on. Just making sure your twine doesn't get in the way. And just sliding that back on. Just making sure that you press the card down so that the sequin doesn't pop off. And there you have it. That's card number 3. So here we go. So now we've got 2 of each card. Okay, so if you got through all of that, thank you for keep on watching to the end. That was great. If you love any of these products and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, feel free to come and shop with me. You can shop for all these products in my online store, suzanneburnett.stampinup.net. And there are just a couple more things that I wanted to talk to you about before I go. So I have started online classes. My first one last month was using the Timeless Tropicals set. Now this one is using the Painted Poppies set. So March is going to be the Painted Poppies online class. So with my online classes, I have 3 different options. Option 1, purchase the Painted Poppies stamp set for $40 plus postage. You can do an optional upgrade if you wish, and you could purchase the Painted Poppies bundle for $90.75, and then you can choose a free product from the current celebration brochure, which could be the Lily Pad stamp or the designer series paper. Option 2, purchase the PDF, class video and the class kit only for $25 plus postage. And option 3, purchase the PDF and class video only for $15, and that's available worldwide. So because I'm an Australian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, obviously option 1 and 2 is for Australian residents only. So when you purchase the Painted Poppies stamp set or the bundle, you'll get a free class kit containing pre-cut pieces to make 6 projects. So these are the 3 projects here. So we're doing 2 cards and a 3D project, and similar to what I did tonight. So we're doing a simple stamping card, and then just going to step it up and do a more advanced card, and then we're going to do a 3D project. So you'll get envelopes in that kit. You'll also get a free PDF listing the project measurements and supplies, and a free video tutorial. So if you would like to register for that class, I'll have the registration link below in the description of the video. Click on that link and follow the steps, and I'll be in touch with you ASAP to sort that out. So thank you to the ladies who participated in my first online class. This is all new to me, so yeah, I was just happy that, you know, a couple of ladies signed up and they done it and they loved it, so that was good. So yeah, that's my second class there. And for people who live in Nowra, I do an event called Cards for Community. It's a handmade card donation drive, and we make and donate cards to local community organisations such as retirement homes, health centres, churches. So if you live in Nowra and you'd like to come along, the next one is on March 10, at East Nowra Neighbourhood Centre from 10 till 2. Lovely group of ladies come. We have a cuppa. You can bring your own lunch because it does go all day. You don't have to stay all day though. You can just pop in, make a card and then leave. You can bring your own supplies, or I do provide all the supplies. And some is Stampin' Up, some's not Stamping Up because some of it's been donated. It's more of a relaxed group, and it's all about just getting together in the community. It promotes, inclusion and, like social connections, making friends. So, yeah, so it's really good. So that's that one there, Cards for Community. And I also have regular card classes each month in the Nowra area. So if you just pop onto my website, suzanneburnett.stampinup.net, click on the events tab and all the events will be listed on there, and then you can RSVP from there as well. You can catch me on social media, on Facebook, Stampin' with Suzanne, Instagram, Stampin' with Suzanne, YouTube, of course, and Pinterest. So Suzanne Burnett on Pinterest as well. Okay, thank you. All right. Do I feel any less nervous? No, I don't. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.